For this year, the topic of the forum is about circular and sharing economy, and the purpose is notably to implement the 2015 action plan adopted by the Commission. And here we have all the stakeholders who are having responsibilities to implement this action plan, and they will themselves be designing the European Union strategy for the Baltic Sea region action plan. And so it's very important that we keep the connection between the global action plan of the European Union and the action plan of the Baltic Sea region.
Okay, and can you also explain us more about this strategy?
Yes, the strategy is now 10 years old. It was set up in 2009, and a macro-regional strategy is a tool for political coordination among member states. When they face a challenge which is so big that they cannot solve it by themselves, or that they will solve it better by working together, they can create a macro-regional strategies. So it's quite an important tool. It has also a lot of political credentials. It was approved by all the heads of states of the European Union, so not only the one of the region, but the 28 member states approved it. And the strategy is implemented by the political coordination, and then afterward you have different layers of governance in order to make sure that the political will, which is expressed at the top, trickles down up to the implementation level. What is also part of the added value of the strategy is it is also the fact that it allows all the 8 countries which are part of the strategy to agree and decide of what they want to implement and what they want to achieve together. So it is not only about saving the sea, it's also about connecting the people by better transport, also better energy market, but also just connecting the people around the Baltic Sea. And it is also about growth and creating jobs for the region. If we speak about the intensity of the coordination among the participating countries of the Baltic Sea region, I was just discussing a few minutes ago with the State Secretary, and he was saying that at the end of fora, which is created by the strategy, is used for discussing items, political issues which are much broader than just the one which are the focus of the strategy. So that's already an achievement, as we want to bring people closer to each other. We want to create trust and confidence among all citizens of the European Union. The second is that if we take one of the key goals of the strategy, which is saving the sea, we now see progress, at least in the reduction of nutrients in the Baltic Sea, and that's totally central if we want to preserve biodiversity, at the end, in the long run, if we want to preserve the adaptation capacity of the Baltic Sea region. Today we have a heat wave in Gdańsk, which is unseen for a long time. And we know that climate is changing faster than expected, so maintaining the potential for adaptation is central. And there is no time to waste. Whenever we look at the results of the European election, certainly there is a strong block of Eurosceptic MEPs who have been elected, and we need to think about what are the root causes of this lack of interest or lack of support for the EU values. And one of the reasons can certainly be the lack of trust among citizens of the European Union, and another one is also the lack of perception of the added value of EU policies. And I think that if we take this angle, we see that the macro-regional strategies are working on those two fronts. First, they bring down EU policies at a sizable implementation level, which is here 8 member states. That's one aspect. And second, in here we have also, in this strategy, we have what we call old member states, we have new member states, but it is certainly a very strong way to bring people together. Now, for sure, the most important is that we should not only have decision makers around the table, we need to connect with the citizen, and this is the challenge of the forums, and this is the challenge of strategy, so that we go really down to what we